Well, folks, in today's video, I'm going to be unboxing something that I wouldn't usually buy, but I did just because I thought it was cool. Now, every year, I pick up like a little summer job, and at one point during the summer, I just buy something for myself. I just go to the hobby shop and I just buy a item of some kind, and I had seen this particular item there, and I just decided that if it was still there, I was going to get it. So anyways, it is, of course, the Bachmann speeder set, Bachmann Spectrum to be exact, which according to Bachmann is the Master Railroader series from Bachmann, so you can take that to the bank, Rapido. This is the Master series from Model Railroaders. Anyways, it's quite a nice box, actually. I think they did a fine job with it. This particular set cost me 60 Canadian dollars. I don't know if that was a good deal or not. I feel it is, and frankly, I just wanted this, so I don't really care if it was or not. Anyway, if we open up the box right here, we've got some stuff. We've got some information about breaking it in. I believe this is actually the exploded parts diagram in here. Yeah, there we go. And there that is. And we've got some other nonsense. I don't know what this stuff is. Probably to do with the warranty. And if we lift this off, there is the speeder set. And I've grown really fond of speeders. This is kind of why I really wanted this, because, you know, after building my own speeder and just being around them a little bit more, I just think they're very cool. And this particular set is powered, the first unit is. And as you can see, we've got the crew speeder, we've got the crane, we've got one to haul supplies around on. This one's probably most similar to my speeder in a lot of ways. Anyways, we're going to take them all out. I'm going to start with the powered crew kit here. I believe this is a play on a Fairmont speeder. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it says Fairmont right on the front there. This camera can't pick it up. I need to use the front-facing camera on my phone here. But, yeah, some nice detail right there. And as you can see, we've got 4 crew members on board this unit. The unit, as far as I can tell, doesn't look perfectly to scale. But the fact that Bachmann got a motor and gearbox in this thing is like incredible. Like, they really did not have a lot of space to work with, so I have to give them props. They did a fine job getting that done. So anyways, there's our powered unit right there. And second, we've got the crane. And I should point out too, these are partially made out of metal as far as I can tell. Like, that's not plastic, which is good because they're very small, and I think if they made them out of plastic, they would be even more delicate than they already are. So anyways, there's the crane right there. Let's see if we can maybe tension looks a bit messed up there, but here's our crane. And last but not least, we've got the little one that goes on the back there. And I believe these all couple on. This one's already got this attachment on it, and I thought when I saw this in the store it had another attachment. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, here we are. Here are the little clips. I believe these attach the pieces all together. So I think we just put these little clips sort of in the little spacers between each of the carts, and that hooks them together. I've never done this before, so I'm not entirely sure if this is how you're supposed to do it, but yeah, we'll find out. Okay, it looks like they've got a little... kind of hard to explain, but there's basically 2 things that stick out there, so I think then you just turn that and it hooks them on. So that's interesting. I'm not sure how that compares with a real speeder's coupling system, but it's original. And there we are. Doesn't that look fantastic? Anyways, let me show you guys these things in detail, because they do have some very good detail on them, and they deserve to be shown close up. So here's the speeder itself up close. As you can see, I think it's pretty decently detailed. I feel it is lacking a little bit in some spots, but generally it's pretty good. And another thing to keep in mind is that if we just back the camera up a little bit here, this really is not a very big model. For a size comparison, I've got this little Rivarossi 040, I believe it's called the dockside switcher locomotive. And you can tell this really is just not a very big piece. So from a distance, I find all the detail that you want to be there, like the wipers and the grill and stuff like that. It's all there. But there are just other things, like the figures don't really have any eyes. Just things like that. I feel like they could have put a tiny bit more effort in on the first model. The second models, interestingly enough, I feel are actually a lot more detailed than the first model, which is interesting. I can't explain it, I just find that it looks like they put a little bit more effort into these two models instead of the first one. It might be because these were very simple things in real life, but that's just something I found about them. And here's the side of the model, and as you can see, it's also not the most detailed part, but one thing I really did appreciate is that they put the brakes, the braking feature that speeders are kind of known for having right down there. So I did appreciate that. I think that's very cool that they put that in there. It's a very crucial part, in my opinion, if you're going to build a model of a speeder. And next up is the crane. I find they did a very nice job with this. I was wondering if these gears actually put any tension, and it seems to be that they're loose, so I'm not sure if that's something somebody might have broken, because they do look like genuine gears that could actually tighten and adjust the crane, but they just don't seem to work, unfortunately. But as far as detail goes, I think they did a fine job. I like how they actually put the grooves for the wooden boards up here, and all the support struts and whatnot. And just like the other one, we've got the braking feature down there, so that's all very nice. And on the sides, they've just got some extra bars and stuff. I'm not sure what the stuff here exactly is used for, but I appreciate it being there. And here's the kind of final trailing piece, and I really like the detail on this. As you can see, we've got like a kind of trowel, a shovel, a sledgehammer, a barrel of some kind, and two sort of quarter ties. I believe they use those on turntables. So that's all very interesting, and again, they've got the grooves in the wood, which is a detail that I really appreciate, as well as the braking system down here. So they did a fine job with that model. And here's the whole thing as a set from the side. And as I said, this is a powered unit, so why don't we take it over the track and give her a little test run, because I want to see how well this all performs together, because I actually have not seen it run as a set yet. All I've seen is the first one run at the actual hobby shop I bought it at. So here's the whole set on the track, and I just think it looks absolutely fantastic. Now anyway, we're going to go over to our DC controller, because this is a DC set. I don't know where they'd put a decoder if they tried to make this DCC. So we're going to give it some power and try to run it. Wow. So this seems to be a surprisingly smooth runner. This is only a four-wheeled engine, or speeder I should say, and it doesn't seem to be balking too much at my dirty track. Well, folks, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm very happy with this little set. I think it's a lot of fun, and I have to say, something I kind of didn't realize, but did as I was running these, is these two pieces are very nostalgic for me, and not everybody knows this, but for 1 year, a little under a year actually, I lived beside a active railroad track. Tragic story. Anyway, they were doing a lot of repairs on this particular track, and of course this was the 2010s, so these were long gone. However, they did have pieces of equipment like this and like this operating behind the high rails, and I remember seeing those tons of times when I was about 10, so they do have some sort of nostalgic for me. And these are just a lot of fun. So yeah, the whole set is sort of cool for me anyway. Thanks for watching, everyone.